So they're wheeling out the blame game. Disney, Lucasfilm are starting the blame game. This is tried and tested, I guess. Kind of only works when people are going to hate watch things, though. I don't think people are going to hate watch The Acolyte.
Nope.
Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy says, and quote, a lot of women in Star Wars struggle with fan attacks because of the fan base being so male dominated. I just fucking blame men then, I guess. It's just all men's fault, isn't it? We're just misogynists. We're just all raging misogynists. Yeah, couldn't be that you're writing crap characters and people are voicing their opinion on them. Absolutely insane. This interview is insane. So let's take a look, right? In a new interview with the New York Times for the upcoming Star Wars series, The Acolyte, Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy said she is aware that women in the space franchise are often attacked online more than men, and quote, because of the fan base being so male-dominated. Female stars Daisy Ridley, Kelly Marie Tran certainly faced online harassment from toxic fans when the most recent Star Wars trilogy was released, and now The Acolyte is already being attacked in certain corners of the fandom. There are a few things just to correct from this editorial dustbin from Variety. Daisy Ridley and Kelly Marie Tran weren't attacked. I mean, Kelly Marie Tran, people were like, why Lucasfilm? Why did you make her look incredibly ugly? Like, what have you done? Right? Or why have you why did you include this character and then sideline her? How bizarre. Like, oh, Daisy Ridley, Rey is a Mary Sue. It was character attacks. It wasn't actor attacks. It was, this is an incredibly poorly written character. What are you doing? Toxic fans. Piss off. These people pay your wages. Anyway, now The Acolyte is apparently being attacked as well. It says this: The Acolyte is an original story created by Leslie Headland, who, conveniently, mainstream media has forgotten was the assistant of Harvey Weinstein. I mean, come on. That's set long before the events of the Phantom Menace. Headland, blah, 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 blah. So here's what was said, right? So as the Times reported, a loud primordial part of Star Wars fandom has pushed back in predictable fashion against the show. Sorry, what are we, like Neanderthals? Just like, crawling up from the primordial ooze, as single cell organisms dividing. Like, what is this shit? Why are there so many women? And this is what they say. This is some of the hatred that they're saying. This is toxic fandom. This very reasonable question. Why are there so many women, girls, and minority characters increasingly dominating the ranks of the Jedi? Oh my God, the far right. You're right wing. Oh my God, you toxic fan. Careful, guys. You've noticed. You can't notice something. Noticing is bad. This is a perfectly reasonable question. Why are there so many more women and girls and minorities in the ranks of the Jedi? There never was. Why is there now? Can't ask that, ladies and gents. It's bad. Slap your wrist. Bad. Don't ask questions. And then it says more. The Acolyte trailer, with others expressing a similar worldview. Some trolls have nicknamed Headland's series the Woke Light.
I like that.
Hey, I used it in my video today multiple times.
These people, mate. It says this: my belief is that storytelling does need to be representative of all people, Kathleen Kennedy told the publishers about her support for Headland's Acolyte vision. That's an easy decision for me. So where's the white men then?
Yeah.
Where's the white men? It's not representative, is it? Where's the white men?
And it's absolutely not. And it's just absolutely not. It's just not. Storytelling's got nothing to do with representation. All this is based on critical theory and critical race theory, isn't it? That's what it really is.
Yeah.
That's what it really is.
Sorry,
go on.
I was just saying, I don't see the disabled bloody Jedi in there. I haven't seen a disabled Jedi yet. So it's not representative, is it? All right. I've not seen one in a wheelchair.
Or the little people Jedi.
Yeah, I've not seen
it. Where's their
midget.
representation?
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, you can't call them midgets, can you? A dwarf.
Yeah.
Not seen a dwarf.
They'll be like,
Dwarf Jedi.
Willow, and it didn't work, so we pulled it off of Disney Plus.
Well, there you go. That's the story. They're already wheeling out nonsense. It's everyone else's fault, of course. Definitely couldn't possibly be terribly written characters. Culture, what do you reckon, bud?
Look, I think this is probably a disaster. I mean, the only reason that you market a project this way is if it's a disaster. I mean, I'm going to keep saying it. You don't come out and immediately go at fans unless it's a disaster. You don't allow any negativity around your project. It's all fluffy unless it's a disaster. This is the problem is that, again, as I said before, the audience is smarter now. They understand what's being done and why and how they're being manipulated. Oh, if you don't go see this, you're an istophobe, whatever, and they don't buy it anymore. And you know what? I don't think anybody should be trying to sell it anymore. Regardless of the agenda that's behind any of this, if it were a good story, you would have people consuming it. Sorry. That's just the way it is. So again, Daisy Ridley's project, we found out this week, she doesn't have a script yet. Still hasn't seen a script yet.
I know. I need to do a video on that.
Yeah, and it's like there's so much news because Lucasfilm is such a disaster that we could cover every single day. I mean, that's kind of what Nick does with Coach over there. But Star Wars is such a disaster that you could keep whole channels alive. We thought that it would die off because of the apathy of the audience, but no, people actually are inspired to watch things that talk about the things that have been destroyed. But it's not so true of the material itself that is the destroyed thing. People don't consume that anymore. So, like I said, victim marketing isn't working anymore because we don't care. All of the words, the buzzwords, I think Bo has made this point before in the past as well. All of the buzzwords and everything are meaningless now. You can call somebody a Yahtzee and okay. You can call somebody a bigot. Okay. It doesn't have the same weight. It doesn't carry, any heft. There's nothing there to that word anymore. And I guess, I mean, if you're in the process of making new words and, creating meaningless words, well, you just made words that mean something rather meaningless because they're disingenuously used or improperly used, whichever you choose. But yeah, anyway, those are my thoughts, and I've droned on long enough. So there you are.
Go on, Nick. This is your bread and butter, mate. Kathleen Kennedy.
Geez. All right. So, what is regarded as the most accepted Disney Star Wars project? Rogue One. Female-led movie that a lot of people didn't have a whole lot of complaints. I had issues with it, and there were some complaints to be made, but it wasn't because it was female-led in that movie. And then, this victimhood mentality that they try to kick off before the show release. They did the same thing with Kenobi. If you guys remember Moses Ingram, who played Reva, talking about talking about how she's getting death threats and being called racial slur, all this stuff, and then Ewan McGregor coming out and being like, "If you're attacking Moses Ingram, you're not really a Star Wars fan." All this stuff before the show even released, and here we go again with the Acolyte. Same crap. Same marketing crap to try to dispel the toxic Star Wars fan that we're all crazy nuts living in our mom's basement, who are all is and obes and all that other sort of nonsense. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anybody who's buying into that still to this day literally has their head in the sand and knows nothing of what's going on. Nobody's complaining about the Acolyte because of the diversity. They're complaining about it because it's forced diversity in agenda pushing. It's not organic. It's all virtue signaling. They don't care about any of this stuff because if you go look at the Chinese posters for this stuff. I guarantee you a lot of these people aren't even highlighted like they did with Finn and shrunk him down to nothing in the sequel trilogy posters for China.
Yeah.
You know,
Incredibly
they
racist.
literally play to the audience or to whatever fits that culture, society, you know. So they weren't really concerned about all this stuff when they're trying to promote this crap in China. So F Lucasfilm and Disney. This is a bunch of nonsense garbage. And it's gonna get destroyed by real Star Wars fans who know Star Wars, you know, complaining about people making Star Wars that know nothing about it.
Yeah. Yeah, unbelievable. Oh, so funny. Go on, Bo. Get your take on this.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you know, the attempt to actually tell a good story isn't even on the list. It seems it's not even lower down on the list than it used to be. It's not on the list. It seems to me that someone like Kathleen Kennedy, her mind has been corrupted by some sort of mixture of third wave feminism, neo-Marxism, critical theory, critical race theory. Let's just get rid of white men and or demonize them and gaslight them, the audience, all at the same time. The idea of telling a good story or molding good characters or anything like that is completely out the window. She's obviously not interested in any of that. Now, I mean, obviously. So the final product will be a mishmash of complete nonsense, because it's not even really about representation, is it? It's just less white men, or even what the white man audience would like. Let's just not do that, whatever it is. If it was about true representation, you know, yeah, exactly. Like, where's the actual indigenous Papua New Guinea pygmy person? Where's the Arab Bedouin? Sorry, I need the actual Bedouin Arab represented, please. No, it's not about that. It's just here's a thing that white men loved: Star Wars, the original 3 films, episodes 4, 5, and 6, the old George Lucas original Star Wars, and even the prequels to some extent. They loved that. It was part of their identity. It was part of their culture. Let's subvert it and destroy it. That's it. It's not about telling a good story or having new good characters. No. This is Kathleen Kennedy is an activist, not a storyteller. And yeah, it's like the Robin DiAngelo type stuff, a critical theory. Just there's something wrong with and third wave feminism, or all different stripes of feminism. There's something wrong with men and maleness. That masculinity itself is toxic. There's something wrong with whiteness. The abstract concept of whiteness is intrinsically evil or wrong. It must be done away with, or at the very least demonized. That's what's going on here. It's not really got anything to do with the Star Wars universe and telling good new stories. None of that. So yeah, it can go to hell. I hope it's destroyed. It destroys itself, and the world can move on.
I agree with all of that. Accent Seller says Acolyte taking a leaf out of Dark Fate playbook. Yeah, they did exactly the same thing with Dark Fate. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? The people that they complain about. I mean, they're like women receive ire from Star Wars fans because they're male dominated. Well, Carrie Fisher never did she?
Nope.
So, like Paul, the other one, mate, Princess Leia, like a well-liked character. Come on now, absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. Olaf drops in with $1, says DEI isn't. Don't ask questions, consume product, don't judge, consume next product. Yeah. Yeah. You can't notice stuff. Don't notice. Okay, noticing's bad. All right. Chaos is fun. Super chatted $3 over on Streamlabs. And says a good comparison against this is Henry Cavill saying fans are passionate about the properties they love, and as the paying customer, we have the right to criticize instead of standard. We made dog shit, and it's your fault you don't like it. Oh, instead of the standard, we made dog shit and it's your fault if you don't like it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can comment, like, people just hate the fans.
Yeah.
Fans are the reason why you're making it in the first place. What are you doing? You wouldn't be making anything Star Wars related unless there were Star Wars fans. So why are you hating the Star Wars fans? It's the most backward logic. So backwards. Absolutely retarded. But never mind.